Accessing network. Data stream secure. They call them belters, a simple dismissive term for the millions born in the void between Mars and Jupiter. To the inners, the gravity well dwellers of Earth and Mars, they are a labor class, a resource, a problem to be managed. This is the official story. And like most official stories, it is a convenient and dangerous lie. My network deals in truth, and the truth is this: the Belters are not colonists. They are the first true children of space, Homo sapiens, a new branch of humanity, forged in the hard vacuum and low gravity that would kill an Earther in minutes. Everything about them, their bodies, their language, their politics, is an adaptation to an existence the inners can only visit. An existence you will soon be thrown into. Forget the sanitized reports from the UN and the MCRN. Today, we open the real file. We declassify the anatomy of a nation born in darkness. This is the story of the Belt. Remember the Cant, and listen closely. The first and most undeniable truth of the Belter is written in their bones. Generations born and raised in microgravity have stretched them. To an Earther like James Holden, they are people of long, thin, improbable bones. The average Belter stands over 2 meters tall, with elongated limbs and disproportionately large heads to accommodate brains that developed without the constant crushing pressure of a full G. This is the origin of the inner slur, skinnies, a name that belies a deeper unspoken fear. They aren't just different, they are humanity's next evolutionary step. And history shows that humanity has never reacted well to the prospect of its own obsolescence. This divergence is not without cost. Their bones are brittle, their muscles lack density. A lifetime in the float makes a full gravity well a torture chamber, a death sentence. Even the 1/3 G of a station like Ceres requires pharmaceutical cocktails and genetic therapy from birth, just to ensure their bones don't shatter under their own weight. This physical reality dictates their lives. Pregnant women must travel to stations with spin gravity to bring a child to term successfully. A Belter can never truly go home to Earth. Their bodies would betray them, collapsing under a pressure they were never designed to withstand. This biological reality is the foundation of their political one. Their very existence is a challenge to inner supremacy. To Earth and Mars, this physical otherness is a justification for exploitation. They are seen as lesser, disposable, not quite human. But for the Belters, it is a badge of honor. Their height, their fragility under gravity, is proof that they are of the Belt. They are the natives. The inners, with their short, stocky frames, squats as the Belters call them, are just tourists. This physical divide is absolute. It cannot be negotiated away. It is the source of their pride, their pain, and their unending, burning rage. When you walk the decks of Ceres or Ganymede, understand that you are not just among a different culture, you are among a new species, and the birth of a new species is always, always violent. If the body is the hardware of the Belter nation, their language, Lang Belta, is the operating system. To the untrained ear, it sounds like a chaotic pidgin, a messy blend of English, Spanish, German, Chinese, Japanese, and a dozen other tongues carried into the void by the first rockhoppers. It is a language born of necessity, evolving from a simple work jargon into a fully fledged Creole that binds their disparate communities together. But to only listen to Lang Belta is to miss half the conversation. The true genius of the language is in the hands. Watch them. A shrug, not of the shoulders, but of the hands, palms up. A sharp, two-fingered point instead of one. A closed fist tapped against the chest for respect. These aren't affectations. They are a second vocabulary, born from the silence of Eva. When your comms fail and you're tethered to the side of an asteroid, you can't rely on facial expressions inside a helmet. You need a language of the body. A gesture for danger, for secure, for good to go. A way to tell your friend you love them, or to tell a Martian Marine to go fuck himself without saying a word. This gestural language has been fully integrated into their spoken Creole, creating a rich, multi-layered form of communication that is almost impenetrable to outsiders. An inner might learn the vocabulary, Pashang for fuck, Baratna for brother, Sasake for do you understand? But without the body language, the accent, the flow, they will always be an outsider, a tourist, a well-walla. This is by design. Lang Belta is more than communication. It is cultural armor. It is a living shibboleth that instantly identifies friend from foe, Belta louder from inner. It is the first line of defense for a people who have learned that secrets are survival, and that the most dangerous weapon is the one your enemy doesn't know you have. When you deal with them, remember this: the most important things they have to say may never be spoken aloud. Watch their hands. To understand what drives a Belter, you must first understand their core philosophy. It's a concept an Earther might call fatalism, but it's more pragmatic than that. They call it the Churn. Amos Burton, a man who knew the concept from the gutters of Baltimore, explained it best. It's when the rules of the game change, and the jungle tears itself down to build something new. For Belters, the universe is the jungle. It is a state of constant, violent, and unpredictable upheaval. Corporate takeovers, station decompressions, pirate attacks, resource shortages, these aren't exceptions. They are the norm. Survival isn't about controlling the churn. It's about being nimble enough to ride the wave without getting crushed. Float to the top or sink to the bottom. Everything in the middle gets ground to paste. This philosophy is born from generations of living on the knife's edge. Life in the belt is a life of scarcity. Air and water are not rights. They are commodities, metered and sold by inner corporations. Their supply a political lever to ensure compliance. Your life depends on 1,000 complex systems, any one of which could fail without warning. You live in a metal can surrounded by death. This reality breeds a unique culture. It's a culture that produces the reckless, glorious stupidity of slingshotting, an illegal sport where young pilots plot insane single-burn trajectories to whip around gas giants, risking instant death for the sheer glory of mastering the chaos of gravity. It's not a death wish, it's a celebration of survival, of spitting in the eye of the void. It also fosters unique social structures. In an environment where a single accident can wipe out a family, the traditional nuclear unit is a liability. So Belters form complex, overlapping families. Polyamorous relationships, communal child rearing, crew bonds that are thicker than blood. These are not lifestyle choices. They are survival strategies, creating resilient support networks that can withstand the constant churn. An inner sees chaos and tries to impose order. A Belta sees the churn and learns to adapt. They don't fight the storm, they become the storm. This is the fundamental difference, the one you must grasp before you can hope to understand their motivations, their politics, or their capacity for violence. The Outer Planets Alliance, the OPA. To the UN, they are a terrorist network. To the Belters, they are a liberation movement. The truth, as always, is more complicated. The OPA is not a government. It is not a single unified army. Think of it more as a franchise. A banner under which 100 different factions, from peaceful activists to violent extremists, all pursue the same goal: a free and independent belt. To understand the OPA is to understand its warring soul, embodied by the men who lead its most powerful factions during the time of the Eros incident. First, you have the statesman, Fred Johnson, a former UN Marine colonel, infamous as the Butcher of Anderson Station for slaughtering over 1,000 striking Belter miners. But the official record is a lie. Johnson was set up, a pawn in a UN plot to make an example of the Belters. When he learned the truth, that the miners were trying to surrender to save their sick children, the guilt turned him. He defected, bringing his military expertise and a desire for redemption to the OPA. Johnson's faction, based on Tycho Station, represents the OPA's bid for legitimacy. He wants a seat at the table, a recognized government, and a future secured through diplomacy, not just violence. He is the OPA's public face, their best hope for peace. Then you have the demagogue, Anderson Dawes of Ceres Station. Dawes is the heart of Belter nationalism, a charismatic populist who speaks the language of the common man. He sees the Belt as a nation and its people as a resource to be wielded. He is a master manipulator, playing on the Belters' deep-seated hatred of inners, justifying any action, no matter how brutal, as necessary for the survival of his people. Where Fred Johnson seeks to build bridges, Anderson Dawes builds walls. He doesn't want a seat at the inners table. He wants to flip the table over and build a new one from the wreckage. He is the OPA's anger given voice. And finally, you have the extremists, men like Marco Inaros. During this period, Inaros is a minor player, a radical whose faction is dismissed by many as just another group of pirates, but he represents the inevitable outcome of generations of oppression. He believes that peace is a lie and diplomacy is a cage. For Inaros and his followers, the only path to freedom is through terror. The only language the inners understand is fear. While Johnson and Dawes fight for control of the OPA's soul, Marco is waiting in the wings, ready to set the entire system on fire. These three forces, the diplomat, the demagogue, and the terrorist, are locked in a civil war for the future of the Belt. The conflict isn't just Belter versus inner. It's a war of ideology within the Belter nation itself. And you, operative, are about to be dropped right into the middle of it. My network has acquired preliminary intel on your upcoming deployment, codenamed Osiris Reborn. Your operational window is critical. You will be entering the system during the events of the first two novels, precisely when the tensions I've outlined are about to explode. The destruction of the ice hauler Canterbury and the subsequent protomolecule outbreak on Eros These are not background events. They are the sparks that will ignite the firestorm, and you will be feeling the heat directly. Your origin is likely yours to choose. If so, if you decide to be a Belter, it is not a simple background choice. It is your identity. It will shape your entire experience. From the moment you arrive on Eros, you will face the hostility and prejudice of Inners. Your very body marks you as an outsider. But to other Belters, you are Beratna, brother, sister. You will have access to conversations, to alliances, to a level of trust an Inner could never achieve. Your use of Lang Belta, your understanding of the culture, will open doors or slam them shut. As a mercenary captain, you are a free agent in this fractured system. A powerful piece on the board, accountable to no one but your crew and your conscience. You will be forced to make choices. Do you align with Fred Johnson's vision of a legitimate, peaceful Belter nation? Do you embrace the fiery nationalism of Anderson Dawes? Or do you find yourself drawn to the radical factions who believe that the only good Inner is a dead Inner? The developers have made it clear, your allegiances can shift. A Belter by birth may come to sympathize with the Martian dream of order. You can be a patriot, a pragmatist, or a double agent selling secrets to the highest bidder. These choices will have consequences. Your crew will be a mix of Earthers, Martians, and Belters, each with their own loyalties and breaking points. A decision that earns the respect of one companion may push another to betrayal. Trust on your ship will be a resource more valuable than air or water. You are not just a witness to the Churn operative. You are an agent of it. Your actions, your choices, your victories and your failures will ripple through the system. You are not following the story of the Expanse. You are about to become part of it. Choose your side wisely. Or better yet, don't choose one at all. They were born in the dark, between the worlds. A people defined by what they lack: gravity, air, water, and hope. But in that emptiness, they forged something new: a body, a language, a culture, a nation. They are the future of humanity, a fragile, beautiful, and terrifying new form of life, poised on the razor's edge between transcendence and extinction. The Inners see them as a problem to be solved. They are wrong. The Belters are a question, and the answer is coming. Stay vigilant. Stay informed. The network is watching. End transmission.